Acoustic texture, commonly referred to as popcorn texture, became a popular method of texturing ceilings many years ago because it was cheap and quick. When the texture on a popcorn ceiling has become damaged or disfigured in any way, the disfigured area can easily be retextured. In the example shown here, the popcorn is being removed from a ceiling in order to hide an unsightly patch. In order to remove a small area of popcorn from a ceiling, there are several materials and tools that will be needed. The only material needed is a can or two of acoustic spray texture. The tools needed are plastic sheeting, masking tape or thumbtacks, a lightweight baking pan, a 6-inch taping knife, a hand spray pump, and a 6-foot ladder. Begin the job by removing any furniture in the room that will inhibit access to the disfigured popcorn. Next, take out the plastic sheeting and drape it over and around the area, securing the plastic to the wall or ceiling with masking tape or thumbtacks. Make sure that the sheeting covers the carpet as well. If no texture needs to be removed from the ceiling in order to repair the disfigured popcorn, then once the area has been covered, ascend the ladder and simply spray the canned spray texture onto the ceiling where the disfigurement has occurred, holding the can perpendicular to the ceiling. 1 can of spray texture will last only about 4 to 6 seconds, so make the most of that time by spraying using either a circular or zigzag motion, whichever applies. If the disfigured texture needs to be removed from the ceiling, simply take the hand spray pump and spray the ceiling with enough water so that the popcorn darkens and becomes damp. The ceiling should absorb the majority of the water, making this process relatively dry for the rest of the area. Allow about 2 minutes to pass so that the popcorn has enough time to absorb the moisture and loosen. During this time, set up the ladder and make sure the other tools are handy. Once 2 minutes have passed, ascend the ladder, take the 6-inch taping knife, and holding the baking pan directly underneath, begin scraping the popcorn off of the ceiling at about a 30-degree angle. The popcorn should fall loosely onto the baking pan. Make sure that if any part does not come off easily, it is sprayed again with water and then scraped off. In extreme cases of ceiling damage, the ceiling underneath the popcorn texture may need to be repaired. Make any necessary repairs, waiting an ample amount of time for the drywall mud to dry before retexturing the ceiling. When the drywall mud has dried, take a can of acoustic spray texture and spray texture onto the ceiling, holding the can perpendicular to the ceiling. Remember, each can of spray texture lasts about 4 to 6 seconds, so make the most of this time by spraying using either a circular or zigzag motion. More than 1 can of texture may be necessary in order to finish the job adequately. Before determining whether or not to spray a second can, give the spray texture a few hours to set, as its appearance will change while it dries. In the example shown here, the texture appears at first to have been insufficient. However, that changed after waiting only a few hours.